Hello, I'm Steph.
And I'm Joel.
And welcome to
Framed Canvas Cuffs.
and Other Stuffs.
Season 2, baby.
Woo!
We're back. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, Joel.
Fuck me, that cinnamon scroll was so good.
Delicious.
Oh my God. I got here and Steph had cinnamon scrolls and I had half of one. I couldn't have a full.
You couldn't?
No, far too sweet.
But
Far too sweet. I got to watch my sugars.
I'm on a diet.
Got to watch my sugars. Don't want the diabetes.
Diabetes to come knocking.
Do I sound deeper today than I usually do?
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know, but I like it.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hello. How are ya?
Good. Tired but good. Actually, no, I'm not that tired. I just know I will be later
Yeah.
because we had a little boyfriend of the pod, Tilly,
Woo!
Lucky. We had a rural gig last night that we drove to in Echuca, Moama. I don't know.
Anyone from Echuca, shout out.
Our listeners in Echuca, you've got a gorgeous, gorgeous little town. So we drove there. He did a bingo. They loved it at this cute little bar. And then, looking back, we probably should have stayed the night. But we decided to drive back last night. I was petrified because I got warnings from, my mother, from the ladies at the bar we were at. She was like, watch out for kangaroos. Kangaroos.
Out for those roos.
So I had it in my mind the whole time that, oh my God, I have to have my high beams on full blast. I need to watch out for these kangaroos. Sure enough, I make a wrong turn on the way home. And the only way to get back to the main road was through the spookiest dirt road you could ever imagine.
Brew country.
Something right out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, you were like, if we broke down at this exact moment, a man's going to pull up with a big brimmed hat.
Lockie's in half drag. I'm like, what's gonna this isn't gonna fare well for us.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. So yeah, and sure enough, we're going down this dirt road. I'm going like 40 k's an hour. My eyes are darting. I'm like, pretty much like three or so people in my family have had roo accidents.
Which is, I know it's not funny, but it is so common here.
It's so common
to hit a
gorgeous creatures. They're so beautiful. It's so cool that we've got.
They are heavy.
Yeah, it's so cool that we've got like, the girl from the Qantas logo just like bopping around everywhere. But they see car light. This is for people outside of Australia. Roos in the country, if they see car headlights, they get really like discombobulated and whatever, and they'll start to jump towards
the light.
They'll like, oh, it's over for me. I'm going towards the light. So they don't necessarily just jump across the road. They'll jump and kind of then go straight for you.
Yeah.
It's very scary, and they're big creatures. Some of them. They're
some of them are huge.
Yeah, so they do a lot of damage. Anywho, I'm going like 40 k's an hour. Sure enough, turn a corner. Out from the shrubbery, 3 little kangaroos.
Oh.
Thank God I was going slow, because if I was Tokyo drifting through
you would have got 300 points.
Yeah, I would have got 300 roo points. Yes, be careful if you're driving out there in the country at nighttime, because they are around.
They are around, and they'll get ya.
Yeah.
Shout out to the bar that hosted
Paradise Bar, I believe it's called, in Echuca, just off the main street. Very welcoming, very friendly, very safe space.
We love it.
It's pink. It's got ferns and palm fronds.
Palm fronds.
Oh God, it was so.
It felt. Well, the photos you sent was very like Palm Springsy, Trixie Motel.
Yes, Trixie Motel. It's very Trixie Motel. Because in my mind, I was just like, oh, we're going to a country. But Lockie doesn't care. He's done a million of these. But I'm like, I just think of that scene in Priscilla.
Yeah.
How they walk into that pub. Everyone just like record scratch, and they're like,
looks at them and
yeah, what are you doing around these parts?
Everyone accepts.
Yes. But I was expecting more kind of like, Edinburgh pub going into and everyone just, I don't know, just being on edge. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as we saw all the baby pink, it was I was like, we're in a good place.
I love it.
Shout out to the owner, who also owns a pub here owns a, I don't know if it's a bar or if it's like a kind of like grocers. It's called Nourish. he goes back and forth between,
Wow.
spends his week here at his place here on Smith Street and then goes from, I think, Thursdays to Sundays to Paradise Spa in Echuca. Back forth.
And just because.
Good on him.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Creating spaces in little country towns that wouldn't.
Beautiful town. River, paddle steamers. How are you, babe?
I'm good.
You're being, he's really lovey today.
Little.
We'll edit this out, but we've got puppy kisses happening. There you go.
There we are. How am I? Yeah, good. We're at the end of this month's Sevens collection, which was
Congrats.
which was I've mentioned it before. 1st to the 7th, $29 art print, making original art affordable. This month's was a cake print with like a couple of sayings that it said burn it down and the other one said fuck the patriarchy.
Did you have an Eat the Rich?
I had an Eat the Rich one as well in a bigger print.
Yeah.
And that one, the Eat the Rich one was one I had done previously. So everyone got to vote on my Instagram and vote which one they wanted.
Yes.
So it was all very community vibes. And it's been really good. I've got a lot of printing to do over the next few days, which is exciting, but
busy
girl. And like weeks like this kill my body. So it's kind of like trying to be sensible and not completely fuck my whole life up.
Art is hard. Art can be hard.
Oh my God.
Art's hard.
My
It's not
body
just painting pretty pictures.
My body is failing.
Yes, we are athletes.
Oh.
Athletes of the brush.
Oh, you'll it's and how embarrassing. Like, you're getting old. My chiropractor, shout out to Good Bones, who's saving my life at the moment.
Dr. Goodbones.
Dr. Good Bones. He was like, okay, so I think it's time that I just recommend you like a posture brace to wear while you're doing your art. And I was like,
Posture
no.
brace.
So I've got to wear like this. It's essentially a harness, it looks like. I was like, this is very sexy.
Yeah.
But it's really not. It's just like to keep your body from like completely dying. And I was like,
So it's not one of those like metal ones that you stick
like
magnets to the
Girls.
back to. Yeah.
No, not quite that. But yeah, so that's how old and ailing my body's getting.
Oh, we're all getting there.
older.
We're all getting there. Everything hurts. My voice has just decided it's not going to work today.
You know what?
It said, you know what?
Going
You're
through the
doing the
change.
podcast. I'm just going to decide I'm not going to work for you today, said my voice.
Said your voice. What are you recommending this week, Joel?
I didn't look. I wanted to bring something else to the table. It's so obvious what I'm going to talk about. Well, maybe not, because it's been a while now, because this album would have been out for weeks and weeks now by the time we release this.
Welcome back to the album.
Mayhem. Did we all love it?
Yeah.
Yay! Lady Gaga's new album. I've been listening to it pretty much nonstop since it came out yesterday.
Yep.
In Australia. So loving the vibe of it.
Mm-hmm.
Loving it's it's hearkening to like disco meets 80s pop meets 80s glam rock.
Very Prince,
very Prince, and I love Prince, and very Michael like separate art from the artist. Michael Jackson.
Yep,
love Michael Jackson's music.
Disclaimer.
Cool.
Hot take, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. But it's just got that real funky, it's funky as hell. Wasn't expecting it to be as funky as it was. I was expecting more of like industrial.
I thought so too, but it was a lot more 80s poppy glam rock than I thought.
But you know what? I don't think she ever said she was going to do like dark pop industrial. I think we all said that to her.
And because I think because of the imagery she'd put out.
Yeah.
And like the vibe, I guess, especially of
Abacadabra.
Disease?
Oh, yeah.
Disease was a little bit of a departure from the rest of it. It makes sense in the album still, but when you're just like, you kind of sold us something, but we got something else.
Yeah, you tricked us.
You tricked us.
But I love it.
Cheeky gal.
Yeah. I think
like
some
it
of the
too.
younger kids are kind of like, what's this?
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's the musicality is like mature. The production is so thought out, and just everything is where it should be.
And you can tell she's really in love.
Yeah, she's really
She's in love.
Yeah.
Like you could tell all
She's
through
got
it.
that song that's my least favorite called Blade of Grass.
Blade of Grass, yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not here for a Lady Gaga ballad.
Someone on Twitter was just like, their tweet was just, I love Blade of Grass. And someone above it just wrote cows.
Yeah, it is a very cow.
Cows love
Cows.
blades of grass.
You know what? Fun things I know about cows. They love blades of grass. So yeah, I agree. I also listened to it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's one of those things it takes me a minute to get into something. I need to listen to it a few times.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, this is how I feel. But I did enjoy it. It was one of those, the first times that I'd listened to something and been like, all right, this is a good first listen.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh.
Yeah.
So, and
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I also think a lot of the promo and press she's been doing around it, like I was watching some of the clips on TikTok, and it was about her doing her like press conference with all the fans.
Yeah.
And I just go, God, she's so serious about it all.
You can tell it's going to be a good album by how
Earnest.
like how much of a dickhead she's being in the like she said something the other day where it was just like, you know, like I walk into a room and Gaga's on the ceiling and Stephanie's on the ground and I have to decide which one I'm going to jump into. And it's like, artists.
Yeah, she's one of those people where I will forgive all of that if she keeps creating good albums like she does.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
She's always been like this. She's for the drama.
Yeah.
And she takes
it so seriously.
which
She's
is good.
Because sometimes, you know, I like a Lola. I'm a fan of someone who is, you know, being a bit cheeky, being a bit funny. But there is something so endearing about, and you can tell that she just loves the work.
Yeah.
She's very passionate. She spends hours and hours and hours and hours on like one probably like verse. Like, you know, she cares so much about it. And just to see that come through in her earnestness in everything she does, I'm like, you're in it and I'm okay with it.
Yes. It's better than those pop stars where it's just like, explain your music to us. And they're like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
ooh. Like she's like, I've thought 1,000 ways about this song and I can articulate it in a way that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. And she talks about like a pop song like it's life or death.
Yes.
And
and for her, it might be.
It might be. Oh my God. I'm so sorry about my voice. What do you recommend? Stephanie Bursell.
Last night we started watching Good Cop, Bad Cop, which I know it's
I
not
saw
for
the
you.
poster come up on like the top of Stan.
Yeah, and you
I
went,
was just like,
not for me. It's quite funny.
Okay.
It is very like sitcom procedural. Like, so
Right.
it is very, we have a case, it gets solved by the end of the episode, and here's a cast of characters that you'll get to know
Yep.
over the course of the season. It felt like to me, and it's quite funny, but it felt like to me like a hug. Like, you know, when you watch something and
it's a nice, easy comfort show.
You know what? It's not breaking boundaries. It's not doing anything, but it made me feel so just like happy.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's all I need.
Yeah. One cop's messy, one cop's clean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, and the dynamics are good. Like, and it has Leighton Meester in it. For those of you who don't know, she plays on Gossip Girl. She plays, what's her name? God, what's her name on Gossip Girl? Blair Waldorf.
Uh-huh.
And just a fun Blake Lively fact. She's married to
Blake Lively?
what's her name?
Lately meetings.
Leighton Meester is married to Seth from the OC.
Oh my God.
I know. So it's just like.
Oh, he was such a crush for me back in the day.
Back in the Chris McCarr.
Yes, Chris McCarr.
Sandy Cowan.
I can't tell you the actor's. Oh my God, I can't tell you the actor's name.
Adrian Brody.
There it is. Yes, and also Adam Brody. There is an Adrian Brody. I swear.
Yeah, Adam Brody. Adrian Brody is the guy from Entourage.
Oh yes.
Which we don't know.
And
we don't want that.
Leighton Meester is an actress that I know I've heard the name.
Did you know
I'm just getting a blank face.
Leighton
in my
Meester
head.
sung that song, Good Girls Go Bad. She was the girl on that song. You know that song that was like, I make them good girls go bad. She was that.
Boys.
It's boys and her.
Oh.
Featuring her. Blair Waldorf is dating Seth from the OC. I just think that's just a real.
Well, Seth always got the honeys.
Do you remember? Because we would have been in high school when the OC came out.
Mhm.
I remember that being such a talking point. Like we talked about it at
was
school
the best show ever.
all time. Went back and rewatched some of it. Did not age well.
Really?
We think Friends age badly.
Uh,
There is a lot of things in the OC where you're like basically they're like, "What are you doing here, you fag?" And you're like, "Oh," or they're like, "You know what? Brent's dad's gay. What a poofter!" Like that type of thing.
they didn't say poofter.
They didn't say
They didn't say
poofter, but they
poofter.
basically
They don't say
did.
poofter in Orange County.
They don't. But they basically did. And it was such a storyline.
I
Like,
remember Marissa being annoying as hell. She was
And
like
always
such a Debbie Downer to
always
bring to anything.
ODing.
She was always so out of control.
and where we realized that we probably wanted to be more like the parents than we did the kids. Like,
Yes, except for the alcoholic mother. But I loved her.
Oh.
We all really wanted her to come out of that.
Yeah.
I liked Julie Cooper.
I loved Julie
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah. She was good. Anyway, we could go down an OC tangent
Next time.
next time.
Alrighty, Joel.
I've got, this could potentially be a bit long, so I'm just want to strap in and get into it.
Let's get into it.
FYI, steering the boat, flying the
Woo!
plane,
You're the captain
being
now.
the train driver. Choo choo, zoom zoom. Let's go. All right. Okay, so this is a topic that we haven't talked about yet, and it is art. It's art related.
Yep.
Because anything's kind of art, wouldn't you say?
You know what? Lady Gaga would say anything is art.
Yeah.
And art is everywhere.
Art is everywhere. What is my art pop? Or whatever she said. I'm talking about the world of animatronics.
Oh,
Specifically
okay.
Disney animatronics.
Okay, I'm into this. Yes.
Specifically a crazy mystery that happened with a Disney animatronic.
What? There is a crazy mystery?
It's insane.
Okay.
It's like, oh, wait till I tell you about it.
I can't wait to listen. I nearly said can't wait to watch. Like you're on
Can't wait to
TV.
watch.
You're on my goggle
Well, there is a
box.
documentary coming out about what I'm about to talk about.
Ooh, so we're pre-documentary.
Yes. And also, I want to shout out to Lockie because I was putting together another idea for this episode.
Yep.
He said, hey, I've got a story for you.
Do
but I
I?
don't think it's very art related. And then he explained it to me and I'm like, no, it's art.
Art.
People who put together animatronics, they're artists.
Oh, and
They're
especially those
engineers.
they're Imagineers.
They're Imagineers.
At Disney.
Yes.
It's like the one job I wish I could have, but you've got to be so good at things and also like random things like physics and making robots and
So much work goes into these and they're so expensive. And let me just dive right in.
ooh, can't wait.
So, do you know about Disney's Epcot Center by any chance?
I know a little bit, but fill me in.
Yes. So, Epcot is a theme park at Walt Disney World Resort in Bay Lake, Florida. It's owned and operated by the Walt Disney Company through its Disney Experiences division. The park opened on October 1st, 1982 as Epcot Center, the second of 4 theme parks built at the resort, often referred to as the Permanent World's Fair. Epcot is dedicated to the celebration of human achievement, particularly technological innovation and international culture, and is known for its iconic landmark Spaceship Earth, a geodesic sphere.
What's a geodesic sphere?
I've got a picture. So essentially, it's kind of like Disney's nerdy cousin.
Yes.
So it's the one that you'll go to on the school trips because it's got stuff about, space and technology and the future and all of that. Yes.
Oh, that is a sphere with a lot of
It's a big
facets.
golf ball.
It is a big golf ball.
Yes. So Epcot is kind of like, and I'll tell you what Epcot stands for in a little bit, but it's got kind of more of an educational twist.
Yeah.
On things, which kids would just love. So
I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic or
I'm
not.
being sarcastic. I'm
It's like,
sure.
you know what? The nerdy kid in me would be like, ooh, the future.
Yeah. But
But
I'm sure there might have been a few kids when their parents were like, guys,
Guys,
we're going to Epcot. They'd
we're-
be like, not proper Disney?
not Disney, not the actual, literally
'Cause
just
Disney
over there.
World is like as big as Manhattan. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's
Wild.
gigantic. Anywho, so we're at Epcot. During early development of the Florida property, Walt Disney wanted to build an experimental planned community showcasing modern innovation known as Epcot, the acronym Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. After Disney's death in 1966, I can't believe it was the 60s he died. I thought it would be way earlier than that.
Yeah,
He was around in the swinging 60s.
Yeah. Also, to step on your toes a little bit, I think.
Ow.
I think in a lot of the photos of him, they've like edited out. Disney has edited out that he was a smoker. So there's a lot of like photos where you can see his hand is clearly holding a cigarette.
Yes.
But they've. He's like.
He's just doing a backwards peace sign, everybody.
Anyway, continue.
The company felt his grand vision was impractical. However, it laid the groundwork for Epcot Center, a theme park that retained the core spirit of Disney's vision. The park was divided into two distinct areas. Future World reprises the idea of showcasing modern innovation through educational entertainment, attractions with an avant-garde pavilion. Oh, what else is boring? While World showcases highlights the diversity of human cultures from various nations. Okay, so there's a future place and one about, all around the world.
Yeah.
Culture, yada, yada. From the late 2010s to the early 2020s, the park underwent a major overhaul, adding new attractions, and Future World was restructured into three areas: World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Nature.
World Nature!
The park spans 305 acres, which is 123 hectares, more than twice the size of Magic Kingdom Park, which is, I think, the LA
main
theme park.
Yeah.
In 2023, the park attracted 11.98 million guests, making it the 8th most visited theme park in the world.
Probably the other 8 are all the other just Disneys. And then
I think they would be.
Right? Because it'd be like Disney.
And Epcot would be the thing that they're like,
I guess.
we'll go check out Epcot.
Also, you might touch on it again, but he wanted people to live in Epcot. It was supposed to be a city.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally people were going to live there.
There was actually going to be like a estate in Disney for people to have like an actual community. Oh, I don't know if I'd want that. I'd feel a little bit like Pleasantville.
Yeah, so I was going to say like
Stepford Wives.
Stepford Wives. It would be Nicki Kidman and Stepford Wives.
And like there'd be like a little bird on a tree, but it's actually like a Disney robot.
Yeah, and it's
like
watching your every move.
Yeah. Fun little fact, you can have a drink at Epcot.
Woo!
Unlike Magic Kingdom, which up until 2012 did not serve alcohol, a yawn, poor parents. Most stores and restaurants at Epcot, especially in the World Showcase, serve and sell a variety of alcoholic beverages. The park also hosts Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, an annual event featuring food and drink samplings from all over the world, along with live entertainment and special exhibits. And that's my story.
And that's it.
Okay.
We actually have been sponsored by Disney and Epcot.
Yeah. Epcot was also used a lot for like company retreats and things like that. They had a lot of like their
team building, but also conference.
Absolutely. And then they could have, like a little whiskey neat afterwards and blah, blah, blah. Whereas you can't at the Magic Kingdom up until 2012.
But 2012, that really changed.
2012, they were like, ding, 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 shots.
Mickey's like, everybody.
Oh my God. Minnie needs her stomach pumped.
Fill up my cup.
Mazel
tov. Goofy. Goofy would be a absolute fiend.
Yeah. Goofy, come on. It's not that serious.
Oh.
So, inside of Epcot, inside the human body bit, there was an attraction called Cranium Command.
Brain Command?
Cranium Command. Your cranium.
I thought you meant you cranium.
Are you okay?
Look.
Cranium's your head, isn't it?
Yeah, cranium.
Yeah. Oh, you thought Ukrainian? Ukrainian Command. It's like this real propaganda. Scary.
Well, it was really ahead of its time.
People don't come out the same way they went in.
Oh, dear.
So this is called Cranium Command. Oh, this is such a me episode. Cranium Command was an attraction at the Wonders of Life Pavilion at Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
The show was a humorous, I'm sure, presentation on the importance of the human brain. The show's script was written by Jenny Tripp, a staff writer in Disney's feature animation, and it was directed by Jenny Reese. The pre-show was the first directing effort of Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise, who later directed Beauty and the Beast, 1991, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996, and Atlantis, The Lost Empire, 2001, which I don't think many people saw that one.
I was going to say, they really went downhill, didn't they?
No, but so it was this attraction that, you know, they really put a lot of effort into, you know, the writing and the actors and yada, yada, yada. Cranium Command is essentially you go inside, it's this 200-seat theatre, and you're inside the head of like a 12-year-old boy. And the eyes are screens, so like they've got projected movies on them. And you've got all these crazy little characters who operate inside this little boy's head.
Yeah.
There's, you know, the ventricles and the heart and the lungs and all that. And they've all got this little cartoon character with a famous person voicing them. But the star of the show is this like little twerp one called Buzzy.
Buzzy.
And it's his job to kind of, he gets the promotion to kind of be this boy's main thing in command. Yes, head of command. And Buzzy's this cute little character. He's got like glasses and whatever. So essentially, Buzzy gets his own animatronic. And when you walk into Cranium Command, you sit down and you're greeted by this little animatronic sitting up on a little pedestal in front of the eyes, and his name's Buzzy.
Yeah,
he's
cute.
like, "Hi, I'm Buzzy." Ba 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 ba.
And all the kids are like, "Yay, Buzzy!"
Yes, I've got a photo of him as well if you want to see.
Okay, this is little Buzzy. He's got little glasses.
Yes.
He's got a little captain's hat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a little, it looks like he's about to fly a plane. He looks a little Amelia Earhardy.
Yes,
the male
meets
version.
kind of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yes, he does.
Fun little fact, this whole inside of the head thing with all these crazy little characters controlling this young boy, does this sound familiar to you?
Is it Inside Out?
It's very Inside Out.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say that this exhibition actually was the
starting point.
the starting point of Inside Out coming to be.
And Inside Out is like one of their big hits now, right?
Yes.
Seen it, but sure.
Oh, it's so good. I don't think I've cried harder in a Disney film than in a Pixar film than Inside Out. Oh, there's this one scene. You know what I'm talking about. The show took Buzzy's host through a typical day, getting up, skipping breakfast, running to school after missing the bus, becoming infatuated with a new girl in science class, protecting her from bullies.
Oh.
A bit intense.
Yeah.
Getting involved in a food fight at lunch.
Whoa.
So American School.
Yeah.
Getting sent to the principal and being thanked by Annie and then kissed after asking her out.
Ooh.
And so you're seeing this through the projected eyes of the, like,
Right.
it sounds like a blast. At each point in the day, the various organs of the body talked to Buzzy and explained the problems they were facing, and in many cases argued over how Buzzy should deal with the situation.
Oh.
In the end, Buzzy, via the help of General Knowledge's advice, eventually learned how to effectively balance the needs of his body crew in order to combat potential stressful situations.
Right.
So Buzzy's saving the day.
He's really just making things happen.
Yes, we've all got a little Buzzy inside of us,
We'd
don't
hope.
we?
Sometimes
oh,
Buzzy
my
goes.
poor Buzzy.
My Buzzy's gone rogue, I reckon.
My poor Buzzy's just a corpse.
Yeah. Buzzy's like, too many issues, man. I'm shutting down.
I'm shutting down, girl. Cranium Command premiered on October 19th, 1989. As of January 4, 2004, it began to operate seasonally. So
It's starting to shut
starting
down.
to peter out.
1989, that's
Yes.
right? Like, it is a while ago.
When you look at Cranium Command, it does look very like
at the time,
late 80s, early 90s.
At the time, it was probably really cutting edge, but now you go, that's
Yes.
something at Movie World.
But even the way like the movies that come through the kids' eyes, it's very like Americana serial commercial of the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And then on January 1st, 2007, it closed permanently.
Oh.
During the 2007 International Food and Wine Festival, the entrance was used as a wine presentation. The pavilion has continued to be used for various Epcot festival events.
Oh, okay. So they've just gone, here's a little stage for you. We
So
don't
they
need
haven't
it anymore.
really found any use for this
Yeah.
empty space. So Besides being blocked off to the public, the Cranium Command Center was essentially left as is, mainly being used as a place to hold storage boxes from the food and wine festivals.
You know what? Sometimes you just need a little bit of space to store things.
Yes. This is known because the only thing separating this lost attraction from the public was hidden away by a curtain. Beyond this curtain, through a series of hallways, you were led to the Full Body Wars and Cranium Command attraction, hauntingly waiting to be switched on again. So essentially it's
Buzzy's gathering dust.
Yes, but it's this whole attraction that's just behind a curtain.
Why not put it on?
With some food and wine boxes behind it.
Yeah.
Not really
doing anything.
So there are these people called urban explorers. Have you ever heard about these?
They go into like abandoned buildings and things?
Exactly. And I'm sure a lot of people, know about urban explorers because they're very popular on YouTube.
Yeah. And they go into like deserted amusement parks
and just look around.
Like I think one was at the Big Brother. There was one in like the Big
Yes,
Brother house
there
in
was
Queensland.
in Queensland.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very popular and it's very interesting to watch these as well. Urban explorers make it a mission to go behind the curtain at the Disney attraction in Epcot and see how far they can get into the attraction, all while documenting their journey for YouTube.
I feel like Disney is not letting that happen.
Well, Epcot is.
Oh, I forget. It's kind of different.
Yeah.
Be more relaxed at old Epcot.
Yeah, so it's like essentially all the videos of the urban explorers going into this attraction.
Yeah.
It's kind of like really easy to get into.
Oh,
because it's just behind a curtain through a series of doors, and then all of a sudden
you're there.
You're in this, Cranium Command thing.
Yeah.
Not heavily.
It's not like at Disneyland or Disney World where it's like security.
Yeah.
It's like, if someone gets in, we'll just eventually find them.
Yeah, cue the snipers.
Honestly.
Yeah, Daisy Ducks just up there.
Get off my lawn. Bang.
The Lost Cranium Command attraction was a hotspot for these explorers as it was relatively easy to access. It wasn't heavily guarded by security and kind of just there. The icing on the cake is how well intact it's been kept. It literally has just been left there as is, making it a fascinating space to explore in the dark depths of Epcot's forgotten past. I wrote this.
I like it.
I wrote this part.
It's very good. It's very spooky.
Yeah.
I like.
It makes me want to do it.
Yeah, I would freak out a little bit, I think, though, because I'd be like,
yeah, very like liminal space, kind of spooky.
What if I go in and never come out?
Yes. A highlight of the exploration for these YouTube adventurers was entering Cranium Command and sitting perched up where he always has been was Buzzy. Left for all these years trapped inside the head of this young boy.
Oh, that makes me feel sad, but I know it's an inanimate object.
I know. I always get sad for inanimate objects.
Oh, I can't even talk about it.
Toy Story wrecked it for everyone.
God, it really did a number on us.
Do you know I got really, when I was younger, when we got our first DVD player, I felt bad for the VHS player.
Yeah, where it's like, you're obsolete now.
You're obsolete. You brought us so many years of joy, and then this new sexy thing comes along.
DVDs, what will outlast that?
I know. I remember feeling actually sorry for it, and then like putting VHSs in every now and again to be like, we still love you.
Oh, yeah, I'm very. This is why I can't throw anything away.
Carved my name into it, like Andy.
You've got a tattoo.
I've got a tattoo of a VHS player. That'd be a cool tattoo.
That would be actually.
I like that.
All right. Well, next time.
You would think that perhaps Buzzy's animatronic would be repurposed for something else in the Disney adventure parks, or perhaps ripped open to use his wiring.
Brutal.
Or stored somewhere. Did I have a few wines when I was writing this? Or perhaps ripped open to use his wiring, or stored somewhere so the public can view and fondly remember this attraction from years past.
He's not the biggest thing in the world. Like,
no,
relax.
but he would hold a special place in people's hearts.
One person.
Like, oh, there's that thing.
That guy.
It's that guy. They used to be in that boring attraction.
Can I go on a quick tangent?
Yes.
How much time do we have? So, in Japan, in Tokyo Disney, there is a character that does not exist anywhere in the world, and it's called Duffy the Bear. And Duffy the Bear is a bear that lives in Cape Cod, and it was brought out as like a special thing for Disney at one point. And Japan went fucking nuts for it. So much so that at Disney Sea, it now has its own section. You can go in and eat at the restaurant. You can buy a Duffy bear and dress it up. It's got friends.
So it was never a Disney like cartoon or anything. It was just
Japan.
A side character that Japan we loved
lost
this.
their minds. Like Duffy is a big deal over there.
Oh my God.
Like so crazy.
It must have been a really cute design. Oh,
it is the cutest.
I need to see Duffy.
It's the cutest. And then like there's like the rabbit, which is like an artist, and but it's only in Tokyo Disney.
Oh.
It's so strange. And when we first went, I was like, who the hell is Duffy?
Who's Duffy?
And then it's a little bear that lives in Cape Cod.
Oh. So he was made in America, but
And made by Disney.
Yeah.
But then
oh, that is cute.
dressed up as a little sailor.
Oh, that's cute. He's a little sailor. Is he meant to be Mickey's bear?
No, I think it's
Duffy is adorable.
I think it was maybe, I can't remember the full story. One day I'll bring it to the table.
So many YouTubes of who is Duffy Bear.
Yeah. Honestly, they do limited edition runs. They do keychains. Like you'll go to Japan and people will have their bag and it will have hundreds of Duffy keychains on it. All
I
in
want a
different garb.
Duffy. Look at him doing his little dance.
Well, when you go to Japan and you go to Disney Sea, you'll be able to see Duffy.
His little paw pad print is the Mickey ears.
Yes.
Oh, that is genius.
Yeah. So Duffy the bear. Anyway, and that's why
Duffy.
someone loves Buzzy, someone loves Duffy.
Yeah, there's probably that. Well, yeah. I'll continue.
Whoa.
Buzzy's got a bit of a cult following. So it seems.
Okay. Buzzy makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
He's to me, he just reminds me of like Alvin and the Chipmunks coded, or like maybe like a cartoon movie that you would have had on VHS back in the day that never really took off for Disney. Mm-hmm. Buzzy was left just as he was, kept in an eerily good state too. Was someone going in and fixing him up behind the scenes? Anyway, this was until August 2018.
Okay.
Now, this is what I got from whatculture.com. They had some good information.
Thank you, whatculture.com.
Now I'm going to keep saying Duffy.
Duffy. Buzzy.
At the peak of Disney urban explorer culture, partakers noticed things were missing off their favorite find. Buzzy's famous bomber jacket, headset, and green hat were gone. Twitter lit up with ideas as to what happened, and seemingly the most obvious explanation was that an urban explorer going a little too far with his or her findings and decided to take home a souvenir.
Oh, come on. Leave it for the rest.
Leave it alone.
For everyone.
You don't need to. But other conspiracies took shape, suggesting perhaps it was a cast member or Disney themselves taking Buzzy's clothing for archival purposes.
Okay, but then
So
why
we
not
didn't
take
know.
the whole thing?
Yeah, why would you strip Buzzy naked and just leave him
I'll
in
just
that
take the
cold
jacket and-
boy's head?
Oh! Buzzy's back.
Buzzy! Disney did not comment on the missing clothing, making fans even more skeptical.
Oh.
Then I kind of get
They're not
that.
going to release a press conference on Buzzy.
Because it's also like the public should know about this because it's in a closed off section. The only people who know about this stuff are the urban explorers who aren't meant to be doing
there.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're
So
not gonna let them know what's going on.
so more people come.
Yeah. Then in November 2018, the police were notified of Buzzy's complete disappearance. The public wasn't made aware until the following month when an urban explorer posted disturbing pictures. Footage showed poorly cut wires and skewed cables surrounding the chair Buzzy sits on during the show Cranium Command. If fans were upset before, they were practically hysterical now, treating this incident as a true kidnapping.
Call it in, Amber Alert.
People wanted answers fast and took it upon themselves to harass and interrogate popular urban explorers. For months after Buzzy's disappearance, many urban explorers took credit for the swipe of Epcot's mascot,
No.
practically gleaming in the attention and taking the heist as a badge of pride. But one Twitter account caught the most attention amongst concerned fans. At Backdoor Disney.
You got to think of a better name, sir. That is something else in the community.
consistently release alarming and teasing tweets about Buzzy's whereabouts. Fans were so concerned they even called the police numerous times on the account, but there was no real evidence that this was our person.
Also, what are they teasing? Hey guys, Buzzy's had a good day at the coffee shop. Like,
At Backdoor Disney wanted to make it clear that he was to praise for the grand theft. Now there's another photo for you to swipe across to.
ooh.
That's a bit more concerning.
Oh.
So this is a picture that at Backdoor Disney posted. What are you viewing?
I'm viewing a head.
Yep.
I'm viewing a head with no eyes, but also maybe the eyes are just covered in paint.
Yep.
What do you say? It's not bald. It's just flesh colored.
Yep.
It's completely flesh colored. Also, if you're stealing Buzzy, why are you destroying him?
That's the question.
Like, he's lost his little hair, his eyebrows, his glasses.
So you can tell it's Buzzy, can't you?
You can
His
tell.
he's been decapitated. In May of 2019, the account posted a picture of what looked like Buzzy's head detached from its body and stripped of its paint.
Different color.
Police were notified immediately.
All right, guys, it's not a real
Are we
70.
okay? Like, do we need a bucket? Are we going to be sick? This is pretty...
Pretty intense stuff.
Who took Buzzy? Who did this?
Who did it?
And for what reason?
Why?
Let me introduce you to Patrick Allen Spikes.
I thought you were going to say Patrick Swayze.
Let me introduce you to Patrick Swayze. Patrick! In December 2018, a former Walt Disney World employee with backstage access stole about $14,000 worth of costumes and items from the Magic Kingdom and Epcot theme park.
So this is just one of many.
Yes, it's a thing. But this guy
Right.
was the main...
Main guy.
Yeah, he knew the ins and outs.
Right.
Spikes was brought into the Orange County Sheriff's Office for questioning regarding a stolen animatronic. 4 months prior, Disney reported that an animatronic named Buzzy was stolen from the Cranium Command attraction at Epcot, which we know. Authorities received information that Spikes had texted photos of Buzzy's clothing to another Disney employee and intended to obtain a search warrant for Spikes' cell phone. After Spikes was told that he would have to leave his phone with the sheriff's office so they can investigate, he grabbed his phone and attempted to leave the interview room. Video from the interview shows Spikes being wrestled to the ground by police. He was charged with resisting an officer without violence. The charges were later dismissed. Brings us to May 17th, 2019. Spikes was arrested by Orange County Sheriff's Office again after investigators connected Spikes to the Haunted Mansion costumes he had stolen almost a year prior.
No, this guy is it klepto when you can't stop stealing?
Yes. He faced burglary, fencing, and grand theft charges. Spike's court case revealed that he had stolen memorabilia online, receiving over $30,000 from 2 customers via PayPal.
Only 2 customers, 30 grand. Good job.
One of his customers included NBA player Robin Lopez. Lopez, an avid Disney fan, unknowingly bought over $10,000 in stolen memorabilia from Spikes, including clothing from the missing Buzzy animatronics.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. If you're such a big Disney fan and you're buying this stuff, you know it's stolen.
It's all black market shit. They all know what's going on.
He just was, I don't know. Who's buying the Buzzy shit too? I want to know how much you paid for that jacket.
Exactly. A former NBA player. On February 4th, 2020, Spikes and Taunted accepted plea deals, avoiding jail time. Both men were ordered to pay $25,308 in restitution.
To Disney, because they need it.
Yeah. $6,703 to Disney. They're like, thanks. $10,700 to Robin Lopez and $7,905 to an accountant from Winter Park. Couldn't tell you what that is.
Sure.
Spikes received 10 years probation and 250 hours of community service.
10 years probation.
What does that mean?
That means that you can't commit another crime and you got to check in with a probation officer pretty regularly.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you go straight back to jail.
Straight to the slammer.
Straight to the slammer.
And 250 hours of community service. While Taunton received 5 years probation and 125 hours of community service. So Taunton was his...
The other Disney employee?
Yes. Both men were also ordered not to return to Disney property.
Ever?
Ever.
Can't go to that.
I'm assuming.
You can't go to the happiest place on earth.
No, well, he worked there and decided to steal all the clothes from the Haunted Mansion people and strip Buzzy and took his head off. And
I mean, we've all stolen something from somewhere and we're allowed back.
This is from me. The whereabouts of Buzzy remains unknown, to my knowledge. And I am yet to find out whether he has been restored to his former glory, because I couldn't find it.
There's no documentation.
So there's actually a documentary coming out about Buzzy. It premiered this year in February, and it's called Stolen Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
It follows the history of misdeeds and debauchery at Walt Disney World Resort over 30 years, which leads to the theft of almost $500,000 worth of stolen props.
Okay, so this is like a bigger...
It's a thing.
It's a bigger thing.
Yes. So people who either work in the parks or, you know, might know people in there or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much any prop, any bit of memorabilia from these parks
they're gonna take
that
it.
you're not meant to have.
Yeah.
It sells like crazy.
Especially because there is, like, I love going to a Disney theme park, but I'm not going full ham. But there are Disney adults around.
Yeah.
All props to you, live life. But they would go crazy for something that no one else has, I imagine.
Especially for nostalgia rides. And so, to my knowledge, I think the Haunted Mansion got redesigned into something to do with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
it
wasn't Haunted Mansion, it was Tower of Terror.
Got you.
Yeah.
So my thing is, were they stealing things from rides that have closed down and they just had access to?
Yeah. Or was it, because it's not like it's new stuff, because that would be obvious.
They're
that
not
it's
like
missing.
breaking into the Pirates of the Caribbean and stealing the
Jack
Johnny
Sparrow.
Depp animatronic. And then people go through and are like, wait, where's the thing?
Yeah.
It's all from, you know,
Past.
yeah, or things that are being restored and whatever. They're finding little back ways to get to them. And still, but yeah, Buzzy holds this like real nostalgia. He's got the cult following. So he was popular during this particular time.
Yep. And if you saw him when you were a kid,
He's
you're
very
like,
niche.
Yeah.
So that's why he's so rare. He's not a proper Disney character. He was just made for this ride that people had fond memories for.
Yeah.
So that's what made him, you know, everyone's kind of prized possession.
Yeah. So you would want a piece of that action, I guess.
Yes. And then someone just cut his wires off and ripped his head off.
And we don't know where he is. And also destroyed him. Like, as in, like, didn't keep him intact. That was someone who went in, ripped his head off, and, like, took his eyebrows off.
That's such crazy behavior. That is so, like, that's the, you know what the next step after that is? Doing that to a person.
Yeah. Wearing their skin as a coat.
Actually.
But, yeah, it's wild because it's like you'd think someone who's stealing it, either to resell it because they know there's a market for it, or to keep it themselves, that they'd want to keep it somewhat intact, but they're not.
Yeah. So I kind of want to go on like a little deep dive on the internet about like, are these things still going around? Like, can you still buy them? Or do I have to go on the dark web?
How do you
I don't know how to get there.
How do you get to the dark web?
I don't know how to get there, and I'm scared that soon as I get there, the police are going to burst through my windows.
I don't understand where it is.
I don't know where it is. I don't get how you get there. In my head, it's like the Google main page, but everything's black.
Yeah. In my head, it's just
the O's for Google are like skulls.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with what it probably is. I wouldn't know how to get there. But yeah, it's kind of like surely it's still happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I cannot wait for the documentary. I can't believe I've never heard this story before.
Yes.
And I could talk about the craziness of Disney for hours because there's so many like weird stories. And
the documentary premiered at the Sundance Festival or something like that, and apparently it's really, really interesting.
Okay, can't wait.
Yeah.
Did Disney have anything to do with it, I wonder?
I don't know, but they would have had to sign off on something for them getting mentioned.
Yeah, right?
yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of that kind of thing, but
I can't wait.
yeah.
Put it on the
Interesting,
list.
right?
I love. Thank you
Yes.
for bringing this story.
Poor little Buzzy.
Poor little Buzzy. Shout out if we've got any buzzheads out there.
Yeah, Buzzheads.
Buzzians?
Yeah.
Buzzheads? Buzzheads is cooler, is it? I
If
don't
you've
know.
got Buzzy, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Do you have
Call
a piece
in.
of Buzzy? Do you
Yeah.
have his little finger?
Oh. Do you have his jacket? Where's
Yeah.
the jacket?
His little bomber.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great story, Joel. I loved
Isn't
it.
it fascinating?
People just do wild shit.
Yes.
And this is why
much more interesting than the other one I was putting together. So
keep that in your back pocket for next time.
Oh God, I was procrastinating with that because I was just like, I know I could make it interesting.
Sometimes you just go, there's not much here.
No. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was it wasn't as fun. It was a bit more deep, and I was just like, oh no, I want to do this.
I want to do Buzzy.
I watched a YouTube about someone talking about this, and I'm like, spot on.
Yeah, love it.
So thank you, Lockie Tilly, for recommending this.
And if anyone else has any recommendations, let us know.
Yes, please let us know.
Not because we don't want to do the work ourselves, but we
haven't run out of things to talk about, but we like input.
We like input.
We like input.
Yeah, and come along, follow us along on TikTok, on Instagram. Leave us a review.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell that one friend about Buzzy.
We've got new icons. We've got new promo pictures.
And
we've really gone
We've gone
flat
ham.
chat for this season.
Yeah, shout out
So I
to
hope you're liking it.
because otherwise, who are we doing this for? The
Who are
two
we doing
people
this
in
for?
Russia?
Yeah.
These mics haven't been turned on the whole time. All right. Well, until next time.
Bye, guys and gals and everyone in between.
Goodbye. Better cover all your bases.